Our thing is how we work and how we operate. It must make business sense on our side.
Let me get to you, because I understand that you have retired. You're 50-0. You walked away from the game. You made a lot of money, but you did make news sometime last year when people were talking about you returning. Now, you're 43 years old, okay? I want to know where your head is at as it pertains to you.
Well, whatever reason it is that they want to see you, that reason is why you. It's not that you just deserve the money because it's hard to do.
Right. I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that.
The fighter who proudly claimed he was the greatest of all time is now surrounded by serious controversy. Floyd Mayweather is facing growing accusations involving alleged scams, while also dealing with claims that his financial empire could be close to falling apart.
I did it the hard way. You know, I'm a kid that came from poverty. I can remember being a kid living in Jersey with my mother. 7, I was living in a 1-bedroom. You know, no lights, no heat. Never cried, never complained. Just worked hard to get to where I got to in life. It's been hard.
When Floyd changed from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, his public image completely transformed. He was no longer known only for his incredible boxing skills and world-class defense. Instead, he presented himself as the face of luxury and success, making wealth and expensive living the center of his identity.
You want to look at guys that never got hit. Floyd went his entire career, got hit hard like 3 or 4 times, ever.
Yeah. When he fought Diego Chico Corrales, which was one of my favorite all-time fights, you know, because it was like, there was nothing for Diego to hit, and all of a sudden he just bounced in his face, bop, left hook from like 5 feet away. That's a Mayweather that I think nobody could possibly maybe beat.
That was the Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
Pretty Boy
that
Floyd.
was before he became Money.
He rebuilt his public image around fame, money, and luxury. Attention slowly moved away from his outstanding defensive talent inside the ring and focused more on his glamorous lifestyle, huge fight earnings, and reputation as one of the wealthiest athletes on the planet.
It's just complete genius.
Yes.
First of all, from just changing his style, right? He broke his hands a lot. So when he was younger, they called him Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah.
And then he changed his name to Money. And when he changed his name to Money, he turns heel.
Yeah.
He became like this guy and everybody wanted to see him get beat.
Yeah.
And he's the most unhittable guy in the history of the sport.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's interesting when fighters figure out ways to do that too, like what Floyd is doing. What Floyd is doing is so interesting. He retires from fighting and he says, I'll just start boxing people who have no chance.
Hey, why?
Mayweather started his career earning around $3 million for each fight. Everything changed when he chose to leave the traditional boxing system and take full control of his own career. That decision dramatically increased his income and eventually helped him earn billions, making him the highest-paid athlete in the world. By handling his own business instead of depending on promoters, he built a financial legacy unlike almost anyone else in boxing.
Floyd Mayweather was the highest paid athlete in the world, and you won't believe why. Early in his career, Floyd partnered with a fight promoter where he was making $3 million a fight, but he wasn't satisfied. He thought he could make way more with pay-per-view and wanted out of his contract. So he bet on himself and paid his manager $750,000 to get out. And you won't believe what happened next, so drop a follow. This would prove to be a huge win for Floyd, and after going independent, he made nearly $1 billion and became the highest paid athlete in the world.
As his fortune continued growing, problems also began appearing in his personal life. Mayweather's father explained that they rarely argued before Floyd became extremely wealthy. Once the millions started coming in, their relationship changed because Floyd developed a habit of spending huge amounts on luxury cars, expensive buildings, and other costly purchases. His father believed that money completely changed his attitude and created distance between them.
We have never had an argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. We was on HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about now? I'm just saying, you know, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, It is what it is. Sometimes, you know, hey, when people get, it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. You know, if sometimes when people get money.
The more money Floyd earned, the more confident and arrogant he appeared to become. His changing attitude damaged several important friendships, including relationships with people who had stood beside him for years. Mike Tyson openly criticized Mayweather, saying there was nothing impressive about his arrogance. Tyson believed Floyd needed to stay humble and remember reality despite all the wealth he had collected.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about
Awesome
Floyd?
fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
Floyd's friendship with rapper 50 Cent was once considered one of the strongest relationships in entertainment. But as Mayweather became richer, their friendship slowly fell apart. According to 50 Cent, Floyd became completely focused on money and difficult to deal with. Floyd reportedly told him that he had never needed his help, even after everything they had shared together. Many believed their fallout happened because Floyd valued money more than loyalty, his legacy, and the people who supported him from the very beginning.
Sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when he,
are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. So it's okay for you to watch the fight. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. He doesn't have any of that. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? And that, he knows you don't like him.
Mayweather also lost one of his brightest young stars when boxer Tank Davis decided to leave him. Tank claimed Floyd kept him dependent instead of allowing him to grow on his own. Even though Davis earned significant money from his fights, he believed Floyd failed to pay him fairly, which eventually pushed him to end their professional relationship.
Or I'm gonna be back asking you for money. Nah, why would I do that? I give her a couple dollars. I take some, whatever, whenever you need some money. You feel me? But when I was legit to be able to get out the hood, that's what I did.
Like, I had to learn that coming up, that like, a motherfucker will put you in a position to always need him. And like, to the world, it might look like that's a great person. But like, to somebody that understand, you understand like what Kendrick Lamar say? Nah, that's a master manipulator. Like, cause if I gotta put you in a position that always need me, you always gotta, I'm gonna just give you crumbs. And we hear it a lot. Like, if I'm like, what's $1,000? You know what I'm trying to say? But to you who don't have it, is a lot. And I know you gonna go to war for that $1,000. So me understanding that, $48 of plot power, I'ma always feed you a little bit so you can be excited and do just enough to come back around.
But I ain't really just put me in position to be able to, make my own thing. And I don't wanna say no name, but they wind up catching it. people that's over top of me. I mean, like I was signed to him, and Floyd signed to him. So the person that he said, okay, cool, I see what's going on. That's when he started taking over.
Tank also claimed that Floyd struggled whenever someone achieved greater success than him. He believed Mayweather became jealous of fighters who earned more money or received greater praise. Tank even pointed to Floyd's comments suggesting that Muhammad Ali was not better than him as another example of that mindset.
I'm going to say this. Okay. Out of all these guys in the history of boxing,
yes,
I've accomplished more than every fighter in the history of boxing.
Okay, Ali.
Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Leon Spinks beat Muhammad Ali when he only had 7 fights.
Yes.
And if we really tell the truth, if we really tell the truth,
well, that's what you're here for. You're here to tell the truth.
What's the heavyweight guy that Ali fought 3 times? Ken Norton, actually.
Ken Norton.
Ken Norton really beat Ali all 3 times. Go back and look at the fights. I mean, we just telling the truth. And I love Ali, of course.
Mayweather's attitude affected more than just his personal relationships. He constantly displayed his expensive lifestyle in public, which caused many fans to dislike him even more. His luxury displays combined with his bold statements turned him into one of the most criticized boxers of his generation. By repeatedly calling himself the greatest regardless of other legends, he continued to damage his public image.
In all of my career, I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that much. But the way he just blithely scoffed at Ali's accomplishments, it wasn't just disrespectful, Stephen A. Smith. It was flat out blasphemous. Now, to your credit, you did go back at him. You can't. Okay, and to Floyd's credit, you know what? Early in Ali's career, he did get dropped. Not by Burt Cooper, by Henry Cooper in London. He fought him twice in London. And he did get dropped, and he got right back up and won the fight.
Because of his outspoken personality and constant display of wealth, Floyd became one of the most unpopular figures in boxing history. Although he avoided unnecessary public feuds, his actions often created even more criticism. He repeatedly said he did not care what people thought and planned to keep fighting in exhibition events as well as regular bouts. That attitude made him even more controversial as fans and boxing experts continued questioning the reasons behind his decisions.